started back in 1983, and it just grew every year in more schools. And then as we incorporated scheduling field trips for almost every school in Central Texas, pretty much. It was kind of a rebirth of the farm, and because we were able to have some seed money and put in a milking barn and our education barn, which we're in now, and animal habitats, and slowly growing every year. But now we're kind of at another place where we need to step into phase 3 because of the need out there for kids for this education that we're attempting. And to provide sanctuary for many animals. We have over 200 animals that we take care of. We take a bad situation from an animal in need and rehabilitate that animal, and then we are able to have that animal educate children. So it works out great, plus it gets lots of attention and lots of good food and health thanks to our visitors. I want to partner with more people and organizations that care about the things we care about, which are growing healthy, organic food, having great stewardship practices while they're in pursuit of that.
The opportunity to work with the folks at Crow's Nest, with Diane and David, is something that's kind of an unprecedented opportunity. This is a piece of property that's been used as animal rescue, animal husbandry, as an educational, facility for students in Austin and organizations in Austin for decades. But they've never grown food, they've never grown vegetables, they've never had a market garden that could have an extensive production rate and engage the community the way that Crow's Nest has the infrastructure to do everything. With the amount of soil amendments, manure, all the different things, components of what's happening on this farm, the only thing it lacks is, a permaculture kind of philosophy behind how to use the manure, how to use the resources, how to use the green manure, how to rotate, the fields and beds for grazing or growing food. There's so much nutrient-rich stuff here, but the real richness is in the potential for a farm of this scale and this that's established to be a resource for local chefs, for farm-to-table movement, for education, for outreach about gardening and food production and animal husbandry. There's so much potential in this farm that it's a huge opportunity in 2020 for us to build on that and engage the community in Manor and Austin on east of town and draw people out and utilize the facility. Yoga retreats. There's so many different things we can do potentially that really connect us back with the earth, connect us back with being in the dirt, engaging and especially eating well. We want to do farm dinners, we want to engage with chefs and produce produce for the local restaurant market. So there's so much potential in what Crow's Nest and F-Stop Farm can do together and build something really beautiful in the next 5 to 10 years.
This whole symbiotic relationship between the kids having the experience with the animals, knowing where their food comes from, wildlife conservation and good stewardship and alternative energy practices, all these things coming together and ultimately being able to reach out to more of the community rather than just the school groups. We want more of the public involved. We have volunteer opportunities and funding opportunities to help us fund some of these projects that we're desperately wanting to do. A lot of our facilities, our enclosures, our animal habitats are old, falling apart. We need to rebuild. We need new enclosures. We need infrastructure improvement with our trails and our paths and our roads. We want to incorporate solar and wind power into a lot of our activities so that the kids can see alternative energy practices in use while they're visiting here. We often get limited to the number of kids that we can have because we're overbooked every spring and fall. We need to grow the farm to where we can include more kids, and we need to expand our facilities to where we can have visitors more open to the public versus just the group tours and the school tours, because we want to be able to have families that are not part of a school group or any other group like that where they can come and just interact and visit just like the school kids do. With technology, it's more crucial that kids get outside and they get in touch with nature. They get in touch with knowing how to grow food, where food comes from. It is very crucial now more than ever. We call it NDD, Nature Deficit Disorder. This is what we're trying to combat.
We probably have 35,000 kids a year that come, easily. The good thing is we've done a service. It is so important for them to learn kindness to animals. And some of the kids we had never even had the joy of an animal. And it made a difference in their countenance, in how they got along with other kids, how they shared what they had learned. They would teach their parents, you know, Mom, you don't have to be afraid of that. And then they had the information to back that up.
It's one thing to learn about something in a book, but you couple that with a physical, tactile sensation of interacting with an animal, and that really hits home to that child. Ultimately, I believe in my heart that that child is changed and they have that understanding of the beginning of what it is to be a good conservationist as they grow older.